welcome to Anna's Recreation Room, and today I'm going to make cinnamon buns. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take 2 cups of lukewarm milk. Okay, so now I'm going to take 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. Cinnamon buns. Now, 1/4 cup sugar. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it a nice little mix. And I'm gonna let it sit for 10 minutes. Okay, so our yeast is done. Okay, so next I'm going to be taking 4.5 cups of flour, and I'm just gonna make this little well. Now in this well, I'm going to add our liquid mixture. Here's where I went wrong. So I was actually supposed to take a 1/2 cup of salted melted butter, except I accidentally took 1 teaspoon. So I ended up adding the butter later, so the recipe is still the same. Okay, now I'm going to mix up our batter until it is perfectly formed. And it's totally fine if your batter doesn't look smooth, because trust me, it is not so necessary to have a smooth batter. Okay, now I'm just gonna add some oil on top, so while we'll be proofing it, it doesn't stick and get crusty. So, yeah. Okay, so now I'm just going to let this proof for about 1 hour or until it doubles in size. Okay, now I'm going to make the cinnamon filling. So I'm going to take 1 cup of brown sugar and 1/3 cup of softened butter. And then 2.5 teaspoons of cinnamon powder. And we're just gonna mix it up. Okay, I actually ended up putting it in the microwave just for a little bit because my butter wasn't soft enough. So I recommend you have a really soft butter. Okay, here we have our dough, and it's finished from its proofing. So I'm going to take a bit of flour and dust it onto our surface. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my dough out of its bowl. And it just feels so fluffy. Okay, I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm just gonna shape it a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to roll this into a rectangle. Now I am going to spread the cinnamon filling onto our rectangular dough. Now here, my mom is going to take a turn spreading. back to me. So I'm just going to fill in the spots that didn't really get filled in that much. So yeah. Now we are going to roll the cinnamon bun, and you need to roll it tightly. To use some thread or dental floss to cut the cinnamon bun into a perfect piece. So I'm just going to slide it under, cross them over, and pull. Okay, let's get on to some more. So now I'm going to take my pan and grease it with some oil, and you can also use some cooking spray. And we just want to place them right in. Okay, now they're all in, and I'm going to go ahead and cut some more with my thread. Now I'm going to do that oiling and greasing process once again, so I'm just going to oil this pan and add the rest of my cinnamon buns inside. And I'm just going to arrange them a bit, and my mom will come help too, so. So this is what they look like when they are actually arranged. They smell so good. And you can let these proof for about another 30 minutes. After you're done and they're almost ready to get into the oven, we're going to brush it with a bit of milk. Okay, so all my cinnamon buns are brushed with the milk. Okay, now I'm going to put these in the oven for 180 degrees Celsius. And I had my dad help me put them in, and you should also have supervision as you'd be putting something into an oven. Now we are going to let these sit in there for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, so here I'm just going to take them out, and it has been about 35 minutes for me. So you want to be very careful as you're taking them out because they'll be hot. Don't they look beautiful? They're nice and golden brown. Now I had made some icing earlier, and I'm just going to add it on to our cinnamon buns. And also these two I had on a plate. and a bit off camera on that other square plate. So now our cinnamon buns are finally done. It looks delicious. After I was done baking this, my whole house smelled like cinnamon.